All right, and hack. It is 6 o'clock my time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Welcome everybody to the episode 8 What If Season 2 wrap. To get us off started, I am Tay.
And I'm Jen.
What up, Jen?
All right. What is
So,
up? So, we've been gone for a little bit.
we have.
Uh, a bit from taking a break for the holidays, the Queens and the whole DFPN network as a whole. We were taking a break for some people. They'll remain nameless. But so we're on a break. Have a little story to tell. So we're on a break, and Tay immediately gives me homework to do. Hey, Jen, I want to talk
Well,
about what if. I'm like, what?
I did,
What? You did.
I did.
She's like, I need you to watch What If. Like, we're gonna talk about this. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So we watched What If, and now, hopefully not too many horrible spoilers, maybe some, just a heads up. So yeah, we're gonna start talking about What If here after our intro.
All right. Hello, everybody. I see that we already have Danielle and Eric in the comments, and we have Mr. Black in the Black. Welcome, everybody. It's so great to have you back in 2024. We're going to go ahead and start with our shots, our, tradition, as always. So,
As always.
uh, I will be taking a shot of the Crown Peach. Jen, what you got a shot of over there?
Ooh, it's my last of the Kraken.
Ugh. Well, to 2024 and a new year with a lot of changes coming and new segments. It's awesome. Cheers.
Woo! Cheers. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't take the whole shot.
You're fine.
Okay,
Hey,
don't judge
Deontay.
me. Or you can. It's fine.
No, no, no. I'm not judging
What's
at all.
up?
At all. Ooh, it is. It is sliding
Okay.
all the way to my tummy tums. Um, so we're
Oh
gonna go ahead
Lord,
and start
it's fine.
off with what caught your eye in What If season 2 that you want to talk about?
Um, so, one of the big things that I really, really loved about this season is how many of the original actors came back to voice their characters. I absolutely love that because, there's nothing worse than going to watch a character and the voice isn't the same and it just hits different. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it. It's just not the same. It's not that character. I mean, like, for instance, you see Kurt Russell come back to voice Ego in one of the episodes, and I'm like, "This is freaking Kurt Russell." And he's, like, taking ownership of that character Ego by coming in and, like, voicing him again, and I'm just like, "Yes! Yes! I love this. This is why I love Marvel. So amazing." Sorry,
Mhm.
fangirling a little bit, but
No,
yeah,
no,
that's
no,
what I
no.
really
Don't
liked about it.
apologize. I love that. Yeah. So some of the things that I really enjoyed. So episode 3, you have your Happy Hogan saves Christmas, and that episode really felt like a Christmas episode. It might be a staple, I don't know, in the Stith household. We haven't really talked about that yet. Every year we kind of like have a new staple. Last year we discovered like Violent Night, and we love that movie. So now that's like a staple in our household. Episode 5, you have the Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper, which was spoiler, right? It was Steve Rogers. Um, and that one was the only one actually with a end credit scene, which I was just like, oh, we have end credit scenes again, and then none of them ever did it again, and I was like, no, I was so upset.
Rude,
Um,
rude.
when when we got introduced to Cohorty in episode 6, like you got to see the Tesseract, but as soon as you saw that like blue liquid, you're like, oh, why is it blue? And they're all like, oh, it's the Fountain of Youth. But um then you actually get to see that it actually is the uh Tesseract actually itself, which is like super badass and I think dope. And then you see Hela actually become queen in the Helen the 10 Rings. And then I just really enjoyed the last episode because you got to see a bunch of different people, um really like that you've never seen except for like the comments from comics from what I understand, but you've never seen like a lot of these
Right.
like characters before, which I thought was like really cool. It got me going down a lot of different rabbit holes because I was like, who are these people? Because I am a nerd, but I am not a nerd for comics. um so I had to do a little bit of
Mhm.
research, and I was very fulfilled and satisfied with my research. But if you guys haven't seen What If, like I super uh, encourage you to go see it. It ended on, I think it was December 30th is when the last episode happened, and it was just like
That's right, yeah.
the entire season, like it might have been hard to get into, but then the buildup of like episode, I think 6 and on with when you met Cohorty, and then on, you got to see that like they built up the episodes for you to see um, the final ending episode, which was just like, damn, that's really dope. And what's up? You're gonna say something?
Mm. No, I'm listening.
Okay, okay.
You're driving, go.
So with the last episode that we did with the smoke pit, they've had another one since. They had one yesterday, but the one that we did with them at the end of 2023, we had talked about the worst Marvel and best
Mhm.
Marvel, like Avenger, right? So in the worst Avenger,
Right?
uh,
Both epic.
Kately, brother the king, Kately, love him. So sad he's not here, but I'm gonna go ahead and speak it into existence that Stephen Strange really is that dude. He really is, I think, the worst Avenger, and I think that episode 9 definitely shed that light as to like he really is just looking out for him and his relationship. And yeah, thoughts.
So, I actually had some thoughts on each episode. If you would
Okay.
care to take a stroll with me, would you
I
mind
would love
strolling
to
with
take
me?
the stroll. I will stroll in the park or on the beach with
Take a
you,
little
wherever you
stroll,
say. Yes.
ma'am. I like long walks on the beach, all those fun
Toes in
things.
the sand.
So I'm sorry, but toes in the sand, breeze in my hair, makes your hair all frizzy. Wait, what? That's a good say. Can I
Not
just
my
say,
hair. My hair loves
anytime
beach
that I
weather.
see Howard the Duck, I know you're one of those people I hate. Oh my God, you and your perfect hair. I hate your face. Your face, I hate it. Anyways,
It's okay, you love me. You know it.
my hair's like, is that electrical cord? It's true. Can't deny it. So let me say, that first episode, and you got like Nebula with uh being a part of the Nova Corps. And try not to do too many spoilers. Again, if you haven't seen What If, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So try not to give too much stuff away. I'll try to speak in some generalities, but there will be spoilers, my friends. Um, Howard the Duck. Okay. Let's take it back to the 90s. Anytime I see Howard the Duck, I get super geeked. You can make fun of me all you want. My husband does. Okay. I always think back of to the 90s movie with Leah Thompson and Tim Robbins. Yes, Tim Robbins, our Shawshank Redemption extraordinaire. In that movie, and I see him, and it was amazing. I was like, "That's Howard the Duck. I love it." Anyways, anytime I see him, I get super geeked because I don't know. I love that movie as weird as it is. And then I'm watching this episode, and I'm just thinking, like, I get Nebula. She just like all the abuse and everything that like Thanos put her through. She just wants to belong somewhere and like do something good.
Mhm.
And I think that's what she does in this episode, like being almost like an enforcer, a detective,
A
and I think
badass.
it puts her energies into something good. Yeah, she's exactly like she's freaking badass in this particular episode. So that was kind of my takeaway from it. To be kind of general, is that that was the vibe that I was getting from Nebula, and I liked it. I liked it. Coming away from it, like like I get you, Nebula. I get it. I get it. What about your thoughts?
Yeah, I really did enjoy, like, AD asked if we had it was hard to get into the season itself. I didn't have any holdbacks on it, but I do know like some people did. So
Mm.
um with this first one, you're kind of like thinking like, kind of like, why are they doing what they're doing? But like to see her be able to do what she does, right? Because we're trying to stick away from like the spoilers, because it's only been out for like a week, and it happened during Christmas time, so completely understandable. No, I have not seen the original movie in the 80s, McCoy. I did also think it was easier to get
I have.
into than I don't know. Unpopular opinion, I guess. It was hard for me to get into the Marvels, like the Miss Marvel, sorry, season. So this one, like, what if I am all for it, because I love to know like the different theories that everyone thinks about. So this first episode, I really enjoyed the what do you call it? Kind of like the double turn, if you will. The you see like the whole story going, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, like things happen. So I really enjoyed it.
Plot twist. Right.
Yes, that is the words that I was looking for. And
Yeah.
hello, Pablo, I see you in the
No worries.
comments.
I What up? I know what you mean about the Miss Marvel's series with the young girl in it. Like I started it and I kind of felt like I know we're kind of going off topic, but I kind of felt like that wasn't really geared towards my age group. But I appreciated it. I really did because anytime they have something other than, and I'm going to get on my soapbox, that doesn't have like a fucking Kardashian or like real wife of whatever fucking county, I'm all
You mean
for
to
it. I
tell me
think little
you
girls
don't
need to
like
see like a fucking
Kardashians?
hero on there.
You don't like them?
Kardashians? What the fuck is that?
The I don't know. Whatever the fuck their last name is.
Exactly. They're fucking retarded. Anyways, hit the nail on the head. And I am all for that because anytime they have somebody up there, even if it's like their age or older, that they can kind of like idolize and just have a different hero, you know? And I am all for that. That's why I don't say anything negative. I was just like, hey, you know what? That's not my age group. It's not aimed at me. That's cool. Some stuff's aimed at a younger generation, and I will still support it. That's kind of my takeaway from like some things, my
Okay.
opinion anyway.
Okay, okay. I get you.
All right. So, um, I don't really have any thoughts about episode 2.
So, I thought episode
Like
2
Peter Quill
was
came back as younger Peter.
well, so I liked episode 2 because you thought of, like, the what if he actually stayed with his dad, and worked for his dad, kinda like the same way that Nebula, um, or even Gamora worked for Thanos and those ultimate, you good?
Mhm.
Um, worked for
I said it
their
felt
dad.
really bad. I was like,
So when like they worked for Thanos, you got to see them do some like really like shady shit, right? So this is how you see Peter Quill is doing
mhm,
some shady shit for um his dad, and you get to see like,
mhm.
okay, like is he going to stay that route, or is he going to try to be that guardian of the galaxy, which is what ended up actually happening. So like, do you think that like theoretically he could continue
Mhm.
to become the guardian of the galaxy? Like, does is he now on that track now that he has been like, okay, I'm going to defeat my dad? Like maybe he's still on that same track and it's not as bad or world ending as everybody thinks it is.
Um, I do, because I'd like to think that there is something intrinsically in people that you just cannot change,
Mhm.
and it's kinda like that, like, nature versus nurture theory, which I have it fucking Willie, stop! No one cares about episode 2.
I did want it to be more.
Um,
I'm not gonna lie. I did want it to be more, but it
uh,
wasn't, and it's
I
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I didn't I didn't have a really like, a lot of big feelings about it, honestly. I was just like, "So, that was episode 2. Let's skip to 3." I mean, like I was saying, I think there's something intrinsically about somebody that you just can't change, where nature versus nurture kind of BS. And I think that's kind of what you saw is that even if he went to Deontay was episode 2, Dante's out there stirring the shit pot, everybody. I love it.
He's like, "Where's the cauldron?"
Um,
Hold on, let me go ahead and stir that with my goddamn big stick.
where is it? No, no, give me the bigger stick. Put another log on the fire. And that's kinda how I felt about it. I kind of felt like it was, I don't know, there was something in Peter that you're just not gonna change, whether he went to, his dad earlier or later.
Mhm. Okay.
Just think there's something you're just not gonna change. But anyways,
Okay. So
like I
let's go
said, I
to
didn't really have a whole lot of feelings about that episode. I was just kinda like, "So I like that."
so episode 3. This is where you see Happy Hogan saves Christmas. You see that they're in the Stark Tower, creating the infamous, Christmas
Mhm.
party. all of the trees, all of the lights, all of the things. And then you get to see these like bad guys, right, trying to come steal um, the different assets that are in the Stark Tower, and then Happy turns into the Hulk. Spoiler. And he turns into this big purple madman.
Barney
And yes,
looking fucker.
all
Yeah.
of the Die Hard references in this one, which is why it you have to
Oh,
think
d-
is is
the
Die
Polk.
Hard the Purple Hulk? Yes, the Hulk. Um,
He's
so is Die Hard
80s in the
like
Polk. Yeah.
yeah? So is Die Hard actually like
Well,
a Christmas movie? And as USDN did a poll for, they came out with yes. The other DFPN brethren that we have, USDN did turn out that they did a poll, and Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So thanks to USDN for doing that poll and letting us talk about it because it's a thing.
mhm. It's a thing.
Um,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, Deontay beat me to it. I was gonna point out the Die Hard references, and yes, Deontay, my man, you on it. Deontay, by the way, is visiting us from the Saturday Night Nerds and also the Comically Inclined Peeps. So the Freak, as Deontay brought up, this is actually a character from the Marvel Comics from 1966. And this is Eddie March that is from the Freak, and he's hairless and like gray skinned. Not to go down a
ew.
huge rabbit hole, but just he is an actual like character that they I know gray skinned. I'm like, oh, glad they went with purple. The Polk. I like the Polk. 80, that's awesome. I love the Polk. I'm gonna start calling him that. Um uh yeah, I like the Die Hard vibes. My Freak a Leak.
Damn it, EJ.
I like that too. Um um again, I like this one. I did this was just like some of the episodes I just kind of like sat back and like enjoyed, and this was one of them.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a whole lot other than like, oh, it's got some Die Hard vibes, and I saw on the internet that a lot of people like felt the same way, but it didn't hit anywhere specifically. I was just like, oh, that's a good episode. I like that one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
it was a good one, and it felt very Christmassy, and it
Mm.
premiered on Christmas
Yeah.
Eve, so that was your Christmas Eve episode. So I enjoyed it.
Mm.
So going into episode 4,
So
oh, what's up?
what constitutes a Christmas movie? Because we watched Die Hard 1 and Die Hard 2 for Christmas because we got into this like, oh, let's just watch the second one. I probably would have watched the third one if it wasn't so late. We need to like revisit this next Christmas.
You know what? Maybe that might be a bracket of what's the best Christmas movie that we might do. Maybe, and then we'll. Uh,
Yes.
okay, okay, maybe we'll see. We'll see how we're feeling. Because we might dabble in some brackets.
So,
Oh.
so listen, I got these two friends.
Two
Okay, I
two
got these
friends.
two
You have
friends that do
friends?
brackets. I think, ma'am, I have three if I count you. I have friends. Fuck you, Dave. Fuck you. Um, yes, there's some collaboration, maybe some brackets. What constitutes Christmas movie? What's the best Christmas movie? I think it's Die Hard is just a way for guys to like watch a Christmas movie and watch an action movie at the same time. Try
And
out
yet
sometimes.
again, I come
Anyways,
back to
before
Violent
that,
Night.
start another.
Have you
Girl,
seen
I
Violent
watch
Night?
Krampus and Gremlins. I am, yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure I have.
We always do a Harry Potter marathon, so I get it. I get it. So, anyway, going back onto
Mm-hmm.
topic,
She's right.
episode 4.
So
This is when you have Iron Man go into the Thorverse or the crashing into the Grand Master. And you get to see some pretty dope ass NASCAR racing, in my opinion. Because that's what I saw it as. Is NASCAR. It's just, but doper. I'm not a fan of NASCAR.
I got
Um,
Mario Kart vibes
okay, because you had things explode. I like that.
through a turtle shell. Tony Kart. And somebody said Tony Kart.
Yeah, it's EJ.
Willie
EJ's
like
always on point.
the Thorverse.
Yes, and
Oh,
Deontay is
the
completely on
Thorverse.
point. It is a Mad Max vibes. I did get Mad Max vibes from this,
Get that
um, because like
for
you
sure.
have explosions and racing, and I see a lot of that in Mad Max, the original and the remake. Um, but you got to see Valkyrie in this episode, um, which dope. What do you got?
Yeah. Mm. Marv. I'm just enjoying the comments. Marvio Kart. um, I don't. I didn't have a lot of big feelings about this either. Like it was.
Okay,
I watched it. I liked it. It's cool. It wasn't
but
like I was like,
you're
oh, it's so amazing. I was just like,
you were ready
cool.
for the next episode, is what you were ready for.
Yeah.
So EJ asked us, Valkyrie versus Gamora, and who do you got? Um, honestly, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. I don't really know.
I
What you got?
me.
Hmm?
Who asked this before? Rob put a post up before on Smoke Pit between the Dora and the Valkyries, I think. Or maybe was that? I can't remember. Do you know what post I'm talking about?
Nope.
I think Rob Gibbons put this up. If you had the Dora and then the Valkyries or something like that fighting, who do you think would win? So, you know what I said? I think they would meet in the middle of the battlefield and high five and go fight the motherfucker that put them up to this.
Which is probably
Because that's how
Thanos.
ladies roll.
Yeah, you're
There
right.
you go.
AD thinks that who
There
said
you go.
it's the
Amazons
Amazons
versus
and
Dora. That's
Gamora.
it. Somebody remembered. Yep, yep.
And he said valid. Yeah, and then AD also said that Gamora wins that fight. But I don't know. Deontay said that I win. I don't know. I don't know
Taylor
if my
versus
combat
Gamora.
skills if my combat skills are where it needs to
Like,
be.
yeah. I'm I'm with Willie. Willie says there's no real story behind it, just fun time. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like I watched it, I enjoyed it. I didn't really have like a whole lot of feelings behind it. I was just like, oh, that was a good show. Yeah.
Yeah. So into better things. The uh,
Moving
crescendo, if
on.
you will, crescendo of the
Mhm.
season, because now we're getting into the meat and potatoes, really, of what I think becomes the better things. Is that you have Captain Carter fighting the Hydra Stomper, as I said before. Um, that is Steve Rogers. She is visibly upset about this.
Mhm.
And I'm going to come back to this later because I do have a theory about this one. Um, because we are going to talk about some theories in a second after we continue with all of the episodes. But I thought, like, I really like this episode. As I said before, it does have an extended end credit scene, and in the ending, you get to see like the Scarlet Witch, and she tells Captain Carter like, "You're gonna save the Queen," and we're like, "Who's the Queen?" Um, and now you get to just like sit on that for a whole 24 hours. Waiting for this next episode to come out, and Caitlin and I had talked about this in the chat, and this is when the season does get good. Um, so that's my thoughts. I really did enjoy this episode because you get to see the Watcher be like, all right, like I'm watching, and Captain Carter actually interacts with the Watcher, and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's super dope. And then he's like, well, yeah, I see everything. And then all of a sudden, she like
Mhm.
slips to the floor, and he's like, I didn't see that coming. And you're like, oh shit, the Watcher didn't see like the actual thing happening, which he always sees everything. So how did he not see that happening? And that was like really cool to me. What do you
Mm.
think?
Prob Um, I like this episode. Again, this I caught on to the Queen stuff that you were throwing down. I kind of had a silly thought to it. I'm like, was it the Queen of Hearts? Like off with their head? No,
No.
I know. I don't know.
I know it
I
is
wasn't
also
really sure
Disney,
about
but
where that was going.
yeah.
It's Disney. It could happen. Alice puts on her warrior garb and Wood takes a whole new like angle with things. Like it could happen.
Stop it.
Just saying.
Stop it.
You got the rabbit with his clock, but it's actually a machine gun. No, not jiving.
So going into episode
It could
6, if you don't
happen.
have
Damn it! It's
anything
Disney.
else. Well, episode 5, you also got. Oh,
No, go to 6. Go to 6.
okay.
Go to 6.
So
Go
episode
to
6
6.
is where you're introduced to the newest badassiest, if that's a word, hero. Her name is
We'll
Cohorty.
make it a word. Damn it.
In the princess verse, all right, Cohorty. Yeah, I can see that she is a Marvel princess. I get it. So Cohorty reshaped the world. Um, again, this is
Sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. Queen of Hearts versus
I'm
Queen of the Dead.
sorry. It is Disney, so she could be a damn princess now. Oh, AD, that's classic, dude. Sorry. That just
Right?
tickled my funny bone. Sorry.
No, you're good. So
Mm.
this episode kind of caught me off guard because uh it's not in English. So as somebody who only speaks English, I was kind of like caught off guard, but I was totally for it. Because it sticks to the Native American and Spanish Inquisition type timeline where they're like exploring. Um,
Mhm.
and like you see like all of that really happening, right? So this is where you get
Mhm.
introduced to Cordy, and she becomes a super badass, and you got to see her interact with the Tesseract, and just actually get powers really from that, and use nature on her side. She's kind of like Pocahontas, in my opinion. That's kind of how I saw it, but like a better version of Pocahontas
She's like Pocahontas that ate a mushroom off Mario.
because she got
Maybe.
superpowers.
Yeah.
And the mushroom had
She
the
ate the red
Tesseract
mushroom.
inside. Okay, I
There
like
you
it.
go.
I
The
like
blue
it.
mushroom. Um, so, I was watching this episode, freaking blown away. So, on some of our Facebook groups, you guys probably saw, like, you got Hugh Hill on there saying, like, damn, man, like Corey, man, she's freaking badass. I was like, bro, I need like a movie with her. And I just want to know who pitched this idea at Marvel. Like, I want to be a fly on the wall. Like, how smart are they? Like, can you imagine sitting in their little idea room because they have one, and someone's like, "Hey, let's make an episode with like a Native American girl, and she has these powers of the Tesseract, but she kicks like the Spanish conquistadors." And I'm like, I was blown away from this episode. I didn't know that I needed this character in my life, but I did.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that, spoiler alert, she is basically in something that you could akin to as like a paradise.
Hmm.
She's in paradise. but she feels so strongly about protecting her people, which her people equals her family. She leaves paradise to do it. And she inspires all of the people that are already there to join her. And I just this one hit me hard. Like I watched this again. I was just like, "Damn, she's amazing." And then like
Mhm.
she like threw Queen Isabella like on her ass, which I thought was awesome. And this episode was just phenomenal. I don't know how else to explain it other than it was just like freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, so 100% I'm totally with that too. Like I totally get and understand like where you're coming with that, and as somebody that is I could totally see like cosplaying as her. Not that I have to be brown to cosplay as hers, because that's not at all what that is. It's just is that like I feel like there's actual representation as to
Wait,
somebody that.
what?
What? No, I mean like you don't have to be whatever, race is that person to obviously cosplay as them, but as somebody that like doesn't see a
No.
lot of like brown representation, like I saw that as like something that I could like dress up as Halloween, and I could go to a Comic-Con, or even like really like there's like a Phoenix fan fusion that's coming up, and I was just like, okay, like that would be like super cool to like
Mhm.
really just dress up and like go. um and as Willie said, like I am
For sure.
100% towards like a movie or even a show. He even said like a comic would be great. Really anything that is like really out there. Um
Mhm.
so it's just really cool for me. Just
Um,
my thoughts.
sorry, I focused on the ethnicity cosplay. I don't think it matters. I
No,
don't think
it
I've
doesn't.
ever seen anybody like I think you cosplay whoever the hell you want, which will be something that the Queens of Nerdom will visit at a later time because we have some cosplay friends that we want to bring on and ask some questions, and we'll invite people to ask questions with because I think that's an avenue that we may have some people um here that would be interested in knowing more. I know I would like to know more.
Absolutely.
I don't it doesn't matter, but again, I'm going to talk to my friends Jennifer and Nick Smith. They recently got married. There's some of our cosplay buddies that we'll end up talking to. Well, yeah, that'll be something that I feel like that Tay and I can like visit later. We'll ask our buddies about that, but I don't think that's yeah. You cosplay however the hell you want.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that like it's nice to see. Is all I'm really saying is that um it's just nice to see like a hero that is a different ethnicity, and not that we haven't had them before, because we have all of the people in Wakanda, right? um and it's just nice to see is all I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying. No, I agree. I agree. I think your heroes need to be as diverse as your peoples are, and I think that having her come out as Native American and being a hero and fighting a very real fight that actually like really occurred in history, like that was another thing that kind of like I was just like, damn man, this episode's like I wish that happened. Can we send the Tesseract back there? I'm like, that's fucking amazing. Like I loved it. And she just uh she's just so smart and she just rallied everybody. Like I really wish she could have been like, assemble, just like Captain America did. But I'm like, oh, get chills. It's amazing. I loved
I
it.
completely agree.
So
Right.
anyways,
All right, so
right?
on to episode 7. This is when you see Hela, and as you may or may not know, you've seen her before in like the Thor series, right? And she gets banished from Asgard and gets sent to Earth without her crown.
Mhm.
Um, so she no longer has powers, and she's like trying to pick up the crown, kind of the similar thing to people trying to pick up Mjolnir. Um, and she can't pick it up. Like, the crown hasn't chosen her at this point. Um, and then you get to see he's not Shang-Chi, but he's like along that ancestry line, where he has the 10 rings on his
Mhm.
arms. And he just kind of like, they talk, they fight, they do the things, right? And then Odin comes back down, and now she's like for good because she is used. Um, she went to the same place that Shang-Chi went to, and you got to see like the flying dragon and the bamboo maze that collapsed in on itself. That kind of reminded me a lot of Harry Potter. So this is kind of like what this episode is
Mhm.
about. Um, and then Odin comes back down, and Hela and the dude with the 10 rings. I'm sorry, I don't remember what his name is. So if you guys know in the comments, please let
You're
me
fine.
know. Um,
Shout it out.
yeah. And then they fight Odin together, and you got her turn to White Gandalf, pretty much, right? She became reborn, um, and became a queen.
I'm
So
Hella
that
the
was,
White.
yes, hello the White. Um, that sounds so
Hella the
funny to
White.
say.
Hella White. She's hella white.
Stop
Sorry.
it. So Deontay, the question is,
Dang.
who is the hero with the 10 rings on his arms? I don't know what his actual name is. Um, something I didn't think about
Who's
asking.
the OG? Somebody look up who the Shang-Chi OG is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so
So
my
your thoughts on
thoughts,
the episode? Yeah.
um, okay. I'm sorry, were you done with your thoughts
Yeah. No,
on
I'm
this
good.
episode? Sorry, before I started screaming, hella the white. She's hella white.
That is the
Why do I
name.
think that's so funny? Sorry, hella white. She's hella white. All right. Anyways, um, so I like this episode because, those of you who don't know me, I am a big lover of redeemer stories. I love when you take this character and they go through all these trials and tribulations and they redeem themselves. I don't know why. I just do. I love that shit. I eat it up. That's why I read books a lot. So, this is what happens to Hella. Hella redeems herself. She's not really open to the idea, but it happens regardless. And it's kind of like you're going against she kind of went against the way that she was brought up. In her case, she's learning how to be her own person and not the person that she was conditioned to be. I kind of had an issue um with Thor Ragnarok because like Hela's supposed to be the bad guy in that movie, and she was only ever what her father taught her to be, which in this
Hmm.
case was it's Odin. And I can't really blame her a lot for that. I mean, when did that start? She was a teenager. It's very impressionable as a child. He
Yeah.
brought her up that way. When someone actually showed her a different way, begrudgingly, she embraced it. And then she realized that fit her. And it totally changed her, not to get into D&D, but it changed her character alignment. That's a big
Hmm.
deal. Like, if you ever play D&D, it's not just one decision that changes your character alignment. It's many, many decisions that are made. And changing your
Yeah.
character alignment is a big deal, you know?
Hmm.
Not to go on a rant about Dungeons and Dragons stuff, but just seeing that her whole character changed a huge character alignment, just like I really love that, and I love that for her and her character. I know it's like a what if episode, but I really, really enjoyed that one. Just seeing that different aspect of her, giving her the opportunity to change.
Yeah.
Like, I liked it. Even though I liked the original Hella, the Hella White was hella cool too.
Is that what you're gonna call her from now on? Is Hello White?
Yes, I am. I love Hello White. Hello White. I don't know why.
Okay.
This is sticking. It's sticking for me. Ah. So, ooh, hang on a second. Let me look at the chat. Hello. Okay. Marvel has some balanced bad guys. I totally
Yeah.
agree.
100%.
My
EJ is completely
ugh,
correct with that because you
rant.
can see just how like bad guys, like you understand bad guys,
W-
much like even in the DC, you can see how uh, the Joker, right? Like you can understand why he's a bad guy, or even Mister Freeze, right? You can understand why both of them are bad guys. So Marvel even has that
Mhm.
too. Like you understand really the concept behind that. Um, do you share that sentiment?
Oh, see, I think Marvel kind of corners the market. So we were kind of pre-gaming before we came on, and I was talking about how everybody's favorite Avenger always seems to be Captain America.
Not mine.
But Tay and I agree that Spider-Man. So let me explain something to you guys. So Spider-Man is one of my favorite characters and favorite Avengers because he's so relatable. He's not perfect. He's not he doesn't always make the best decisions. He's somebody that I can identify with. Granted, he's a dude. I don't mean in a gender way, but just how him being as a person. And I really feel like Marvel kind of corners that market because they can't do anything like they need a team and they work together well as a team. And that's one of the reasons why I like Marvel so much is because they all have weaknesses, but then you have the person right next to you that can carry that weakness and bring their strength with it too. And it's just a really great universe. I'm not shitting on anything else. I'm just fangirling why I like Marvel and why I like their characters and why I like their villains because honestly, I get their villains too. They're just not just evil. Like they have
Hmm.
reasons for it.
Yeah.
So, and it's like this episode too. Like Winter Soldier is under duress and doesn't want to face reality because he would see his evil. Yeah. Same thing with Winter Soldier. I get Winter Soldier, you know. He's been
Yeah.
conditioned that way.
Yeah.
He's a
He's
bad guy
literally
that I
been
get that.
he's been brainwashed as well, right? Like, so he's trying to relearn everything. So going
Yeah.
into episode 8, this is when the Avengers assemble in 1602. So this is right after um, we get to see. So this is episode 8, right? So Hela is the queen in the Shakespeare
Mhm.
era, and Captain Carter is there. So this is when you quickly start putting together the puzzle pieces. um, that back in episode 5
Mm.
we said you're going to save the queen, and who's the queen that she's to save, and now you get to see that Hela is the queen that she is supposed to save. um so we're in the Shakespeare era, and they're having these riffs that are coming out of nowhere. I kind of call them also blips, just based off of like the Marvel terminology, right? It's not really a blip where like they like
Mm.
evaporate or disapparate or whatever, right? It's more along the lines of they just go into like this hole and you don't know where the fuck they go. So for this one, Captain Carter gets told by the Watcher, like, it's fine. Like, I know everybody's after you because you didn't save their queen. But I am here for you. I will take you back to your home, like, era. And she said, no,
Mhm.
I am
Yeah.
here to save this world, this universe, this multiverse, if you will. And I think that's like really
Mhm.
cool. It's really cool to see like the struggling that she has, because you get to see Steve Rogers as pretty much like Robin Hood, right? He's there, and the only way for her to save this this whole universe is really to just let her one thing that she really loves go. Um, so it's really powerful, I think, to me, because she always has to make that choice, or he has to make that choice, and the two of them can never really be together, which is just
Hmm.
really dope. Your thoughts?
That's sad. So this is the big episode I was kind of talking about in the beginning. Was some things that I stood out to me was how many people came together. They truly assembled the Avengers. How many original actors came back to voice their characters? Somebody call me out. I'm pretty sure they're all there. Please call me out. I'm pretty sure all of them showed up. I know there's probably one or two that didn't, but when I looked at the credits and they were spinning, I mean, saw a lot of them there, and I love that because I can get into the character because it sounds like them, and I think that's great. Oh, you know what? I don't think Scarlett Johansson. I don't know if did we see the Black Widow? Because I don't think Scarlett Johansson voiced her,
not in
and I think
not in
there's
this
some
episode. We
saltiness.
saw
I
her
don't think she
in
voiced
episode
any of them.
5. I don't know. I don't know if ScarJo was there.
Did Scarlett Johansson voice her? I don't think she did.
I don't know.
I think there's some salty feelings there from the Black Widow.
Really, I didn't know that they
I
didn't
think
bring
there's some
Robert Downey Jr. back.
saltiness.
Huh? It's interesting.
Are you sure, Deontay? That's legit. Tell me,
And he also
Deontay, is
said,
that legit? They didn't bring RGJ? Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't see Scarlett Johansson's name in the credits, but they brought a lot of the no, they had Lake Bell do it. Really? Lake Bell did ScarJo? Oh, okay. That okay. I believe yep, Dante said yep. Yeah, they did. Okay. So that's what I thought. I didn't see Scarlett Johansson's name in the credits. And that is I I know that's a touchy feeling when Black Widow came out like during the pandemic and stuff. So
that's what I was going to talk
yeah.
about. Yeah.
That is what it is. But there was
Hmm.
yeah, there was I know RG Robert Downey Jr. didn't come back for that. I don't have any for I don't have anything to say about that. Like I hope he does maybe. Oh, wait, Willie says she's been doing the voice of Black Widow in the cartoons.
Lake Bell. Yeah.
Maybe she just wasn't. Oh, Lake Bell has. Oh, okay.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Well, there's that. But I was geeked about the people that they did bring back because it just makes this episode like more I don't know, complete. Like I can't like anytime you watch like I always think about the DC animated ones, like you hear about the people who normally do like the Batman and the Joker and they just don't sound right if they don't have their normal actors playing them.
Okay.
And this is one of the ones just to see like your favorite characters on screen and then they come back and they do the what if and I think it's super cool because when you take like Samuel L. Jackson, he said anytime Nick Fury has a part, I will be there. That guy 100% I salute him. Hand on my heart. Dude, that guy takes ownership over that character and I fucking love him for it because that just makes that character so much more important to me because it's important to him. You know?
Right. Yeah.
And that's what I saw here. I saw these other people taking ownership of their characters, and to me, that makes that character much more important to me because I'm like, oh, well, you take that shit seriously. You didn't just accept a paycheck and like play this shit on the big silver screen. But when we do something on a little bit smaller scale here, you're like, well, no, that's my character. I'm going to voice that. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Okay. I dig that. I dig your thoughts.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like it.
that's thank you. Thank you.
All right. So, you
Quite the
ready to go
rant.
into
My
episode
apologies.
9? No, you're good. All right. So,
Girl,
episode
yes.
9.
Let's do it.
Episode 9 is when Strange Supreme intervened. This is literally what Caitlin and I were talking about, is that Strange, Doctor Strange, right? He he says like whatever he says, right? He said what he says. and and you just kind of have to believe it, and you don't really see uh the Watcher intervene, but you see like him intervene finally in this episode. And this is where really everything comes together, because you get to see
Mhm.
him like talking to um Captain Carter, and he tells her like, "Hey, you have to go get this this hero, or villain rather, um that is just there to, like, something's wrong there. There's something in the multiverse, and she is what is ruining it." She doesn't say she, but like you just kind of like are sitting there waiting to see what he is talking about. Then you get to see Captain Carter meet Cohorty, and then the two of them really realize um, that they're here to actually really mend the multiverse, and that Strange is actually that dude. He is the bad dude, and he's just trying to get Christine back. Um, and I thought it was really cool where they were in the forest, and you got to see kind of the Mount Rushmore, but it wasn't Mount
Mhm.
Rushmore. It was Red Skull, right? So I thought that was really cool. You got to see
Yeah.
Kahorti running around in the forest the same way that Quicksilver actually was running around in the forest. I thought that was super dope. And like he's like, "You didn't see that coming?" No, and then now you get to see Cordy do it, and I was just like geeking out. Um, and then the two of them team up, and they're like, "We're gonna go beat Strange's ass," right? Um, and
Mhm.
then you get to see Captain Carter just put on the garb uh, with the Infinity Stones in it, and you're just like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And then they're using like all of the weapons, and I could talk about this episode so much, but I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. It was just
Okay.
super cool. And seeing all of the different heroes, or villains rather, even in this episode get together, it was just a lot of good callbacks, and a lot of good just, I don't know, vibes is what I'm gonna say. Go ahead, Jen.
Okay. I like it. Oh god. You know, as soon as I started watching this episode, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna hear about this from Kaylee and Tay. Here's Doctor Strange fitting your narrative of him being evil." I'm like, "You guys are just gonna eat this shit up." I was right. I was right. So right. Anyways, um, I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm sure he probably delved even further into like the dark hold and whatnot, especially if he like conjured a demon that attached itself to him and whatever other
Which we
fantastical things you
saw
want to think
back
about that happened. Um,
Yeah, we saw this back in season 1, where he absorbed all of those demons to
mhm.
really become like that dude. But yeah. So it was also a callback to the first like season
Yeah,
of What If.
yeah, he's definitely the what if narrative is definitely going more the dark route of where Doctor Strange could go versus the movies, which I think the movies are a little obscure at this point,
Mhm.
despite what you guys think. I'm not defending Doctor Strange. I just think it's not really pointing in either direction. Just saying. I have a neutral opinion about that. Um Something that I wanted to see. So, does anybody know? I do. So the person that is voicing the Watcher, I actually really like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you guys a few minutes. Think about it. I actually really like this dude that voices the Watcher. And as soon as I was listening to the Watcher, I was like, "Oh, dude, I like that dude." Seen him in some yeah, there you go. Willie's got it. Jeffrey Wright. I really like him as an actor. So you saw him as Lieutenant Gordon in The Batman with Robert Pattinson. And then you also see him as BT in The Hunger Games, just to name a few movies that I remembered off the top of my head. I will love to see him show up in a movie. Can we have the Watcher show up in a movie? Please? Something. Like maybe, I don't know. Can we do that? I would love
I don't
that.
see why not.
He's freaking amazing, right? Um, the end of this episode, Tay. As soon as I finished watching this, I automatically got in a little chat that we have, and I was like, girl, we need to talk about the end of this episode. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, turn off the damn podcast. You have been warned. So at the end of this episode, you see the Watcher taking Peggy Carter on a what'd she say? Let's take the scenic route back to her version of reality or multiverse.
Her home.
And she
Yeah,
starts
yeah.
going to her no, she starts going, yes, exactly, AD. She starts going to the world tree. And it looks an awfully lot like the Eggshell that Loki made at the end of season 2 of Loki.
Because it is.
What the hell? What the hell was that? What was that? I'm about to lose my shit. I don't know how you can lose your shit in a text message, but I did with my buddy Tay here. I was like, "What was that? Ma'am, what was that? Please explain that to me." I'm like, "What did I just watch?" Oh my god.
It was amazingness.
Willie's like, "I think he's in Westworld as well." Yeah, he is in Westworld. You're right. You're right. Jeffrey Wright's in Westworld.
All
Yes.
right, so
Mind blown.
to go
Mind
into
blown.
our
That was
review of this season, I think to go with the smoke pit out of 5 puffs, I think it's at least a 4.5 out of 5 puffs. That's where I stand. Where do you stand with it?
give it a 4.
Okay. Okay. I like that.
Solid 4.
Okay. So,
Solid
I
4.
do have I do have
Yeah.
some theories about this episode that I kind of want to discuss.
Let's hear it.
So, you remember back in episode 5 where I was like, I had as soon as like I saw that Steve Rogers was the Hydra Stomper, I immediately was like, okay, I have a theory. And I said,
Mhm.
if Captain Carter is Captain Carter, right? What if Steve Rogers becomes Bucky, as in the Winter Soldier? Like, what if that happens? And that was my theory, is that like for that multiverse is that you have Steve Rogers actually um become the Winter Soldier. What are your thoughts on that?
So hang on. AD's got a question.
Okay.
So when in time does that happen? How long has Loki been there? And did those two events happen at the same time? Oh, that Loki created the world tree and then the whole Captain Carter stuff. Oh,
I think it had to have been
that's
like
an
right
interesting
after
theory.
that. The
They could be
Watcher was
occurring
like,
at the same time because you have all these rifts going on, and Captain Carter's trying to fix them. And then you have just Loki going like, "Fuck this, I'll fix it. God damn it, grab it." And hmm,
So,
I would venture to say the same time.
what color are those rifts?
They're green.
They are green. They're green rifts, right? So what
Loki.
if
Loki's fixing
Loki
them.
was actually the one that did it, or maybe even Hela did it because she also has the green like type like aura of powers. Maybe even Strange did it to put those people in his locked up penitentiary before putting them into his forge in episode 9, right? So like you have lots of different thoughts of like who put them where they were supposed to go, but if you want to go with
Hmm.
the Loki theory, like maybe Loki was the one that saw that they didn't fit there, and when he was putting the tree together, Idrisal, right? He saw that they weren't where they were supposed to be, and
Mhm.
he was putting them back in their rightful place, in their rightful timeline. So,
Maybe.
theories, thoughts, maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I embrace your theories. No, no. I have to ponder that. One of those things where I'm like, yeah,
So I have two
no.
extra theories
I
that
can't
I
see.
want to talk
Eh,
about. So like,
go
what
for it.
if
I didn't answer your last one, but what's up?
No, no. Do you want to answer the last one? Do you like? What do you think about that?
I don't even remember the question. I got so distracted by what people were putting in the comments. I was like,
No, you're
"Wait, what'd you
good.
say?" Sorry.
So
I don't know what just happened.
what if Steve Rogers actually becomes the Winter Soldier because he is the Hydra Stomper, right? In this What If series, what if Captain Carter is the Cap that we have, and her side duo, um, that Steve Rogers had Bucky Barnes, right, and he was Winter Soldier. So what if Captain Carter saw that and was like, okay, well, my Hydra Stomper or Bucky Barnes is Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers becomes Winter Soldier.
My brain just imploded. I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm like, "What?" Uh, I didn't really think about that. Ugh,
Oh.
I'd have to digest that one a little bit with some,
We can digest
it
and
could
we can
be.
talk about it later,
Yeah,
but that's what my thought process
yeah,
was
I
about
mean, could
this,
be.
is that like that happened. So my
Okay.
other theory is like, so it's not really a theory but like just a thought of like, for the blip, right? When it happened, you had people that
Mhm.
disapparated and people that stayed. So what if those switched? And the people that stayed, like Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow and Hawkeye and Iron Man, what if they actually blipped? And the people that did blip actually stayed. So Spider Man, Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, and Stephen Strange, just to name a few. Like, what if they stayed? Like, how would that change things? Like, and would it continue to go the route that it did go? Because you have Doctor Strange there that actually saw the outcome. Um, you don't like it.
Mm-mm. You need Tony. You need
You need
Tony.
Tony.
Sorry.
Okay.
Tony's a fucking genius.
Okay. I can see
You
that.
need Tony.
Okay.
You need you need you need Tony. Tony created a fucking element. Like you need he that's why we're gonna get back into this whole argument, aren't we? You needed Tony to to tip that balance. He was the one. It doesn't always have to be the one outcome. He's the one person. He's the linchpin, would you if you would. Where's Willie and Kaylee? We need to have another discussion. But he to me,
We can
that's
come
what
back
that
to this.
means to
Yeah.
me. He is the one. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll apparently need we haven't gone through all the avenues because more Marvel stuff that comes out, we're like, we need to reattack this. Okay. But to me, he's the one. I sometimes when I look back on those movies and I'm like, maybe he didn't mean the one outcome. Maybe he meant you're the one person. You were the one. Doctor Strange is the villain.
Guarantee that's Kaylee.
I
But
see
yeah,
you, Kaylee. That's what I think anyway.
I completely get what you're saying. And we'll get back to that. We'll talk about that again later. My last theory that
I see you.
your opinion is your opinion doesn't mean it's wrong, just means I'm disagreeing,
You,
and that's completely fine. That's fine. That's why I wrote
so
this theory, just so
do
we
you
can
guys
sprinkle
do you
in.
guys know what yeah, do you guys know what Taylor does when she doesn't agree with me? She goes like this. She goes, "Okay." That's what she says. So
Stop
whenever
it.
Taylor does that, she does not agree with me at all. Okay. Like, "Oh."
It is super high pitch, isn't it? AD agrees. He says it does.
And she does. And Dave backs me. I'm just like, "Tay, this is how I feel." She's like, "Okay."
Oh
Wait,
man.
what?
So the last
Okay.
theory
As you
that
were.
that I want to talk about
Okay.
is what if Captain Carter actually never goes home, to her universe, and she sticks by the Watcher's side to actually be the one to intervene with all these multiverses now that he's shown her Idrisol and the tree of life, the right. So like, what if she stays with him as kind of like Doctor Who, as like his companion? Thoughts?
I can get behind that. Although
Because
I
she
don't know how that would work because the watcher is just that. He watches. He's not like emotionally vested in these universes, whereas Captain Carter is.
but he
And
showed
she
her
would see
the
like some sort
tree.
of wrong.
He showed her the world tree for a reason. He does not intervene. But what if she
And
intervenes? Because she is the one that intervenes. She intervened back in 1602 with the Shakespeare era. So what if she continues to do that? She had the option time and time again to go back to her home universe, but she hasn't. And that's why I say, what if that happens?
I think Loki's hand's gonna get really tired of holding all of those universes together because damn it, Kevin Carter. That's what I think is gonna happen. He's gonna start having to do like that hand workout thing.
She is the guardian of the multiverse.
That's
This
what
is
I
true.
think.
Deontay said it. She is that. So that's kind of also where I'm going with
Mhm.
that. Kately said that like it's better than the Watcher assembling a team for the end of time. Like, what if she changes that before there is an end of time because she sees it happen.
My
Anyway.
my grunt was accurate.
All right. So, to go into
It's
our
true. I
new
felt that way.
segment,
Um, no.
you have something to say before we go into our new segment of 2024?
Are we ready?
I think we're ready.
Do it. Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
So y'all saw it, right? All right, we are in the nerd forecast of the year. So we're going to talk about some things that are going to be up and coming soon, or rather next month. Our thoughts and kind of just tell you guys what's out there. So the first one that we are going to talk about is Echo. So
Echo, echo, echo.
if y'all don't know, there is a series coming to Disney Plus. It's called Echo. It's supposed to come out on the 9th. So, in 3 short days, all 5 episodes are going to come out at the same exact time. It's a very mini series, but it's the Daredevil verse, right? So you have multiple comics that led up to now, and we will see Kingpin, we'll see Daredevil, we'll see Elektra, but there's also stuff in the comics that talk about her with
Wait,
Wolverine. Yeah, go for it.
well, you're saying Kingpin,
Mhm.
and I'm sorry, I had to interrupt you. We have to reiterate that this is the Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin and the Charlie Cox Daredevil
Mhm.
returning from
Yes.
Netflix, my people,
Yes,
my
and the
lady.
same
I just want to point that out.
actress that played Elektra in the Daredevil series is the same person that's going to play Elektra in Echo. Just wanted to put that out there that that is coming. We will be talking about it again after the series does premiere and we get to digest it and watch all 5 episodes. But in the comics, they do talk about Wolverine, Hawkeye, and Doctor Strange. So it would be interesting if they actually did bring them into the actual series itself. I love to see what they're gonna do with it. Echo, if you guys don't know, is actually the not the daughter of Kingpin, but she works alongside Kingpin for a while, and then she meets Daredevil as just actual Mac Murdock, and doesn't know that he's Daredevil, and she thinks that uh, he's pretty dope, pretty cool. She hates Daredevil because Kingpin said that Daredevil was actually the guy that killed her father. So it's, I think
Like
it's going to be a super
vitamin
interesting
D.
series. Uh, girl,
Just like that vitamin D, and I don't mean Daredevil. Sorry, go ahead.
ma'am. No, I knew exactly where you're going with that because you and I have the same brain. So, I'm really excited for the series. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but I think that it's going to be a really dope series, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. I have
Mhm.
expectations, and I am really excited just to see Daredevil, Elektra, and Kingpin. I love Kingpin. Come back to the stage. The actor that played Kingpin. Your thoughts or theories or hopes for this?
um, so I first and foremost, I want to say how heartbroken I was. If you guys remember a while back when we had, um, God, we had Jessica Jones, we had Iron Fist, we had Luke Cage, we had Daredevil, like all going on Netflix, and the Punisher too. Um, those were awesome shows. Freaking loved it. Um, and I was kind of heartbroken when Disney Plus was launching and they were kind of taking back their property and stuff. And you just haven't heard from them. And maybe now they're coming back, it feels like. And just to see Charlie Cox in the as Matt Murdock anyway, and the last Spider-Man movie was encouraging. I love that the continuity that Marvel has, and that is something that I give them mad props for. Um, I would be curious. We're seeing Wolverine. Are we going to get Hugh Jackman? Hawkeye? Is it going to be Jeremy Renner? Like Benedict Cumberbatch? Like I'm pretty sure he's owning his character because he voiced it in What If. Like why wouldn't he come back for this? So I'm going to be, how do I put it? Cautiously positive about it. I'm gonna go
Cautious,
into
cautiously
this with an open
optimistic. I
mind,
love
and
it.
I'm really hope
I love it.
yeah, that's how I'm gonna be about this show. I'm gonna watch it. We'll come back and talk to you guys about it. Love to hear your feedback, but yeah, my expectations are high. I'm not gonna lie. I'm if you want to get all cheesy with it, I'm expecting a good podcast. But I'm hoping that they'll deliver. I mean, so far I haven't been disappointed. So okay,
Okay. So the next forecast that we have is Avatar: The Last Airbender. So this is supposed to come out on Netflix, and it is supposed to come out on February 22nd. It is based off the Nickelodeon series. I want to reiterate, not that awful movie. It is not that. It is based off this Nickelodeon series, right? Um, and it is with the different elements. You have the water, fire, earth, and air. An avatar has all of those elements and can control all of them, whereas just like everybody else can just control one. So my expectations is it's going to be a tearjerker because they already have Uncle Iro in it. So
Iroh,
I'm expecting,
Iroh.
yeah, I'm expecting to cry, just because I was emotional with that series. Back on Nickelodeon. So I also have high expectations for this series. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I don't know how many episodes there are going to be, or if they're going to drop them all at once. I haven't researched into that all the way because it is in February 22nd. I'm more on the Echo first, and then I'll dabble into that. But what are your thoughts?
Um, a little trip down memory lane. I remember watching this when my nephew was 11. He's 28 now. Oh god. Guys, I'm fucking old. I remember him watching this when he was visiting his grandparents, and I was like, I remember my husband and I sitting there watching it, and I was like, "What is this? Damn, this is a good show." And I remember my husband and I and proceeded to buy like box set after they came out. Like, oh, this is the Book of Air, this is the Book of Fire, this is the Book of Water, and it is such a good story. I know it's on Nickelodeon, and that doesn't take away the fact that people got together and made a really good story. And I normally love M. Night Shyamalan. Okay. He's kind of like a one of those directors I feel like are like a hit or miss. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
either like throws something down, like, I mean, Split, amazing. Like, and he'll do like The Village, which I'm like, really, dude? What was that? What
You
was
wanna talk
that?
about old?
Why? I don't mm. What was old? Dude, what was old? So lame. I don't wanna go to the beach anymore. I'm terrified. Go there and come out, I'm 90. Anyways, and then you and then you have, like, Signs. Like, I watch Signs all the time. Like, I used to. I watch it every now and then, but still, like, great show. So, M. Night Shyamalan is one of those people where it's hit or miss. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't wanna ruin it for you, but his rendition of Avatar was a miss. It was a big miss. Um,
It was a miss. It was
just
a miss.
their casting of, like, elemental magic was a miss. Yeah, just the sheer fact the main character's name was pronunciated wrong, it wasn't anything like the original story, and the way that you had to, like, and then they finally did something, that is not what that was just too much. Too much. That's yeah, that alone killed it for me, and they didn't I will never get this, and I will continue to rant about this until the day I die, is people take the source material and then they, like, drag it through sewage and
They
trash
butcher
and
it.
rotten things, and then they put it on screen. They're like, "Look what I did." I'm like, "Why did you even put that name to it? Why don't you just name it something else?" That is nothing like the source material. Like, I feel like you're just, catfishing. Like, I'm just
Mm.
gonna put, like, "Yo, this is what this is." That's not what it is at all. That's not the
Mm-mm.
story. That's not the characters. Um, I'm shaking in my boots right now because I have one of my very favorite books that's being made into a series on Hulu, and I'm terrified because I have 3/4 of my whole arm sleeve almost done, and I'm terrified because I love this, and they've already ruined past things from you guys get it. You guys have watched things in the past, and I hate it when they butcher it. So I'm really hoping that this isn't the case. I'm hoping that we get a real Aang. I'm hoping that we get the real version that we all like kind of grew up with or whatever point in life that you're at. And I hope that we get that this time because I'd love to see that on screen. They're great characters. So anyway,
Mhm.
sorry, God,
Yeah.
another soapbox. I apologize.
No, you're fine. Yeah, so Avatar expectations are also high. I'm excited to see what they do with it. I'm excited to just really get to see it. So the next one that we're going to talk about is Madam Web. So, Madam Web is a movie and not a series like the other two that we had talked about. This is being done by Sony. This is going to be coming out on Valentine's Day, so February 14th. It's based off of your Marvel comics. You get to see the Spider Man's universe, really, to see where that goes. I'm wondering if we actually get to see Spider-Man in this. I'm excited to see how they get to go with this. I don't really have a lot of knowledge about Madam Web, but I'm hopeful that they will do something, especially because it's a Marvel movie. I have expectations that I hope will be met. Jen.
Um, I have some feelings about this. If you're tired of listening to my soapbox, please turn off the podcast. Um, so Sydney Sweeney is rumored to be playing Julia Carpenter, which is Spider Woman. And they're doing this classic dress her up as an ugly duckling, which we all know in real life that she isn't an ugly duckling. Like, let's be real. Um, and just some background, in case you guys aren't aware. Like Jessica Drew was actually the first Spider Woman, and Spider Woman's more of a mantle that people carry. So Julia Carpenter is actually the second Spider Woman, and then the third one would be Maddie Franklin. Um, and Julia Carpenter was actually a former Avenger in the comics, and then she also used the other mantles as Arachne, and then also Madam Web as well in the past. And just a little side note that Sydney Sweeney actually said in an interview that when she got this part, it sounds like she took this part pretty seriously. She got a lot of comics. This girl read comics. She's a nerd,
I love it.
guys. Like, I have so much more respect for her. She didn't just treat this like, oh, well, I'm just going to play this part. She actually researched her role. She got comics and she read about her part to embody it more. And I absolutely love that. I love that. Even I think Benedict Cumberbatch even did that. Like he went and bought a bunch of comics to read about Doctor Strange. Like I love that. You get into your character, and I think that's really what uh, draws fans in. And I really look forward to seeing Madame Web's clairvoyant powers as well. I think this is going to be a good movie. Um, will it be epic? I don't know. I think it's going to be a great addition to the Sony Spider Verse that they have. Will I see Spider Man? I don't know. Maybe down the line because I know Madam Web has helped Peter out in the past.
Mhm.
So I really I don't know. It's yeah, we'll see. The even making Madam Web was just kind of a surprise to me. I'm like, oh, you guys made Madam Web? All right, cool. Let's see where you go with this. So I have an open mind.
Yeah. 100%
Yeah, I'm with
open
AD.
mind.
I'm
AD
I'm
said it.
curious about it.
I'm curious.
Mhm.
Yeah, 100%. I'm curious. All right, so into the final shots
Oh,
and thoughts of the night. Oh, I'm here to see the
I'm
incel
I'm here
suffer.
to
All
see the
right,
incel
Deontay.
stuff.
I see it.
Me too, Dante. Me too, dude. Me too. Alright.
All right, so final shots and thoughts of the night. Super grateful for everybody that came through and commented, and we are so thankful for you guys. You have no idea how easy this is to really just do a podcast with y'all, just like being here for us. Um, and I'm excited about the new things that we have coming. And continuing to grow. So, we do have one of our goals for 2024 is for the Queens of Nerdom Facebook to actually reach 200 people. So currently, the last time I checked, we were sitting at 122. So we're thankful for everybody that has joined. It's just one of our goals that we want to do, and another one is to hopefully get together and actually do a Comic Con together. So we're looking forward to that as well. Um, we look forward to just always being there for each other and having each other's backs. Um, again, like Queens of Nerd on Facebook is just really for everybody to get together, all different walks of life of nerds, and we're here for you guys. So if you want to talk about something, let us really know because we're here for it. And we have our first ever Queens of Nerdom RPG that is happening soon. I am super excited because
What?
I've been wanting to do this for such a long time, and I can't wait to see what we do with it. I really am excited. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be happening. Jen, do you have anything to say to our people before we play our glorious outro?
Um, just that the RPG is the DM is the one and only Eric Johnson, my husband. It is a universe that he has been running for quite a while now, and we're super excited to be campaigning with our friends. Please keep an eye out for the ad that's going to be dropping. Um, we're super excited about it. Just be campaigning with people. I've played it a lot, and I hope you guys enjoy like listening in just as much as we are going to have fun playing. So, like I said, just keep an eye out from the ad, and you'll get updates about when we're going to release it.
All right. And for our outro.